Prismatic Evolutions binder collections got restocked at GameStop this weekend on Saturday. I am a couple of days late making this video. I've just been very busy, had Collecticon, very tired and everything like that. But we're back at it. So if y'all don't know, I know a couple people have known or this, that, and the other, and a couple people have told me about this. That's why I kind of want to make this video. Also, shout out to Anthony. This is the person that kind of brought this all up on me. I seen him comment about this and I read it. I'm like, wait, did it actually really went this well? Because I didn't go this time to try to get any product or anything like that. I was like, I'm not doing that no more. But this is what took me down the rabbit hole. So I appreciate you for making this comment. So I'm gonna read his comment, and I got more other people's kind of how that went for them. But overall, what I've seen, this Prismatic Evolutions binder collection restock at GameStop went actually really well. But before we really get into this, I would really appreciate it if you liked the video, subscribe to the page. Alright, now you're probably wondering, why am I bringing this up? Oh, this is only one product, this is that and the other. Well, if you don't know, GameStop has a good amount of restocks coming up. It's not a crazy amount of them, but they are. I did want to make a whole video about this, but I guess I can kind of go through it now. We have the binder collection coming up. We have the prismatic bundles coming up. It is like within the next couple weeks or something like that. We have the 151 Zapdos EX collection boxes coming out, and then we have Blooming Waters coming out. Blooming Waters, I think it's going to be a little crazier, but you know what I mean, like that. Just for these other small little products, like the poster collection. If you probably want to try to get the poster collection, it might go really well for you. We're going to kind of get into it and look at this. Okay, so let me first go through Anthony's comment and everything like that. So this is what his comment was, and this took me down the rabbit hole. Went to the GameStop in my local mall an hour after they opened. Remember that. And they still had binder collections. That's crazy. That's insane. I'm really happy to hear that. This product wasn't like a crazy product as well too. It did have only a couple packs of Prismatic Evolutions and everything like that. But what I think really helped this out, if y'all don't know, GameStop is starting to limit one per person, per customer, per SKU. So I think that really deterred a lot of people going to this and really going like waiting outside for a crazy amount of time. We will be reading some people that did wait around for a good amount of time. I got a couple more experiences from different people. Shout out to everybody that in the Discord that gave me all their experiences and everything like that. We're gonna be going through that too. But as y'all know, Destin Rivals is coming up this Friday. We only have like 3 days for release. Kind of crazy. But they're limiting one product per SKU per customer. This, I feel like, is going to be a little, I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like there's going to be a good amount of people for this just because of how much product GameStop typically gets. They will probably have every single one of these products. They'll have sleeve blisters, 30-pack blisters, ETBs, and everything like that. This binder collection was just one product, if you know what I mean. All right, let's get back to his comment. So he said limiting it did really help. So I'm pretty sure GameStop did limit. Just they were saying that they were going to start it for new releases, but I do know a lot of GameStops recently that I've heard in my comments and stuff like that. It's been like 50-50. I'd say about 75% before this kind of statement got out that they made about Destin Rivals. They were limiting one already per SKU per item at some GameStops, but after this kind of announcement they made with Destin Rivals, I think majority of GameStops have done it every single place where they're kind of limiting it now. So that's the good thing. So that made it really easier, and I think they started it with Prismatic Evolution booster bundles, as we'll see this, that, and the other. So look, as Anthony's saying in the comment, his comment said, no one is waiting hours in line to scalp a single binder collection. Not perfect, but I call it progress. I call it progress as well too, because if we really look at it, GameStop was selling it for $34, this, that, and the other. So it was a little bit above MSRP. I think MSRP for these are like $30, I want to say $29. I'm not 100% sure exactly what it is, but I know it's pretty close to it. GameStop typically, whenever they're restocking these products, they're getting somewhat near MSRP. It's not exactly near MSRP. Now, if you look on the secondary market for the binder collection, these things are selling for about $60. So what, maybe about $25 over what they were selling for at GameStop? It's still a decent deal. And you're not paying market price, because market price right now is crazy on these, in my opinion. But now let's go through a couple people's in Discord. Shout out to everybody in Discord that gave me all this information and everything like that. They told me their experiences. Some of these experiences, I would have to say they are still waiting in line. You will see a couple of the outliers that say they showed up during time. That's really what I want to focus on here, really. Like I said, there's going to be people that's waited in line and stuff like that. It's starting, like Anthony said, it's a progress. We're starting to get there and get there. I would have to say this as well too, as you'll see with majority of these stores where people actually had to wait in line, it's because they had a small number of products. You see what I'm saying? Watch, you'll kind of see a similar thing kind of happen with most of these stores. Just watch when we kind of read through this. All right. So Alec, let's shout out to him. My GameStop opens at 11. They had 8 prismatic binders. You see what I'm saying? A small number of binders. him and his girlfriend got there around 9:30. They were fourth and fifth in line, and around an hour before they opened, all slots were filled up. But you see why? Because they only had 8 binders. I would say this though, if we probably had, let's say if they had around like 20, maybe, I bet you they wouldn't even have a wait in line possibly, because the numbers are so small. Why I want to tell you that, like I said, we're gonna keep going through these comments and anything. But why am I gonna tell you that? If I was your suggestion, if I was in your footsteps, and y'all actually want to try to get this product and stuff like that, go to your local GameStops the day before these products releases, the new ones that are coming up, like the Zapdos, Blooming Waters. I think it's going to be a little rough in my opinion because it's Blooming Waters, but also for the other ones, like the poster collection for Prismatic Evolutions. Whenever this comes up, go the day before and be like, hey, go around to your GameStops, figure out which ones actually have a decent amount of stock. I would say probably the best amount of stock, it seems like with most of these comments that I've seen, is probably around like the 20 to 30 mark. If y'all have any GameStops with that 20 to 30 mark, I would assume y'all can probably show up at the time they open and you will be able to get product. It's the stores and the GameStops that have a small amount of product that really are the difficult ones, because it's just, there's not just that much product, you know what I mean? So like I said, not every situation is going to be perfect, but there is more and more situations that I'm seeing is getting better and better. See, look, this is like kind of the old kind of, I guess this is the ones that we don't like to see, kind of situations that are not the best for people nowadays to go through. But as Jen said, I got to my GameStop in the mall at 6:30. This isn't one of the good ones now. I'm sorry, this is crazy, but I couldn't line up right outside the store because of security not allowing it. It makes sense when you're at the malls. Typically the malls, I honestly would say the malls haven't really been typically the best parts that I've seen really to go get product at, because of how bad it is, and like I don't know, I just haven't seen the best. But I was 10th with 11 in stock. That's crazy. I wonder how early somebody showed up for that. That's kind of interesting. Me personally, would I show up like early before a binder collection? In my opinion, I wouldn't. That's just me personally. But I mean, hey, some people want it. I mean, like I said, as long as you get product at the end of the day, it's up to you. You mean like that? It works out for everybody. So I was 10th in line I was 10th with 11 in stock. So we all sat in these chairs in a waiting area near the store till 8 a.m. Then we were allowed to wait outside of the store. We didn't line up, but we all knew the order when we came in. At least I have to say this though, at least kind of this situation, at least it kind of goes to show you that some of these, when you are wanting to wait for product, some of these people are pretty kind of understand everything like that and be like, hey, you're this place, you're this place, you're this place. A lot of people are like, oh, you can't leave your spot, this, that, and the other. I mean, as long as you know the order, you're pretty much fine for the most part. You have a respectable line, like it's pretty good. But this isn't kind of like the best example of things getting better, but it will get better. It will get better. But if we go to the next one, like I said, it really depends on situations. It's different situations for everybody. Opened at 11 a.m. I showed up at 11. See, but look though, as you see right here, with Jen, they only had 11 in stock. You see what I'm saying? When there's low numbers of stock, it gets worse and worse. As you see, the situation will be back to how long you have to wait in line, this, that, and the other. But when we go down to here with Rubber Duck, open at 11. I showed up at 11. They had 29 binders. 29 binders. Remember that number. You see what I'm saying? And let's kind of read through the situation. There was like 6 people walking through the doors, was there for about 10 minutes and snagged one. See, was there for about 10 minutes and snagged one. Look at this. Call my buddy who showed up after 10 minutes and he snagged one as well. There was 13 left. 13 left at 11:20. You see what I'm saying? These situations are starting to get better and better. It really just depends on the stock. If all of these GameStops had like a minimum number they would have, like let's say every GameStop had 25, like just 25 across the board, I think it would be really good and people would be able to get product. It was easy and peaceful. See, these are situations I like to see. Not every situation is the exact same, but this is how it is. At every drop, there was like 20 to 30 people lined up for 15 or so available items. Not sure why this drop was different. There's a couple situations or a couple reasons why I would say this is kind of the same. Anthony literally stated everything earlier, because there was a limit of 1 per person per item. That helped out a lot. And as well too, this product wasn't, I think, like a crazy product where scalpers could like flip it like crazy and like make like 20, 30, 50, $100 or something like that on it. I mean, they made like probably like $20, but like at the end of the day, it wasn't nothing like that I guess, worth some scalpers' time, I think, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I don't really know. But we're seeing some positive things, but at the same time, you see some bad things. It really depends on your situation. So when we go down to toys, I went this morning, waited for an hour. I was 12th in line. They had 17 binders. You see what I'm saying? The numbers, if they had 25 of them, it would make it a lot easier. That's just, I think, the best number for everybody. It seems to be working. Is an above 25 seems to be where people can kind of get some after the 11 o'clock mark whenever GameStop's open this day and there. So if you go to your GameStops, and I would look for like the numbers that are the higher numbers, of course, then that the next day, depending the product, in my opinion, you can show up later and be able to get product. That's kind of what I wanted to really go over in this video, really, for the most part, is see there is some more positive circumstances kind of happening. Not every single situation is going to be perfect, of course. Not every single situation is going to be the best, but there is starting to see some people where we're seeing them actually be able to get this. You see what I'm saying? Like Rubber Duck said right here, they said they're still able to get some after 20 minutes after this GameStop open, this, that, and the other. I just kind of want to go over that. There is some circumstances where there is that are bad and this, that, you see what I'm saying? I wouldn't say bad, but there's some circumstances where people still have to wait a good amount of time, but overall I think it is getting good. So what I want you to kind of take away from this video, if the product is not really crazy sought after, like prismatic binders, I think the binders were sought after, but it's just, this is a little bit different. So for example, the next drop that we're getting from GameStop is these poster collections. So in my opinion, if you want to try to get these, I would go to your local GameStops the day before if you want to do this. Like I said, if it's worth your time, if you want to even try to get this product, this is going to be near MSRP, so it's up to you really. But if you go to your local stores or your local GameStops and you see some that have decent amount of stock, you can maybe go the next day around opening time if you want to do that. I'm not telling you to do that, this, that, and the other. Do whatever you want to do, feel comfortable with. But you might be able to get one of these. You might be able to get one of these. Like a couple people we've seen like 3 or 4 people already be able to get some with them opening at like 11 o'clock. So you've seen a lot of positive things. There is still a couple of circumstances where people have to wait outside a good amount of time for this still. So it's not 100% perfect, and I don't think it's going to be perfect for a good while, but it's showing progress. So we'll have to see what really happens here. Just kind of want to go over this. I mean, I wasn't going to go through everybody's circumstances. Y'all can read everything right here too, but because like I said, I just want to kind of main point across in the video. Sorry for everybody else that I didn't really get to in this video, but not everybody's circumstances is going to be the best. You will have some people have to wait outside for it sometime, but you do see some circumstances where people are able to wait outside or not even wait outside at all. So we'll see what happens. Let me know y'all's opinions on this. Hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next one. Peace.